Now, we've seen a lot of twists and turns with this whole bloodline saga in WWE. One twist that nobody would ever expect is Cody Rhodes as head of the table. Now, that's what I've been challenged with. I have to create a storyline in which Cody Rhodes somehow becomes the head of the table. So, your job as the viewer is to sit back, let me paint a picture, and then sound off in the comments telling me what a stupid idea that was and how bad I did. Well, let's give it a shot, shall we? So we're going to start in November 2024. War Games Survivor Series. We got the New Bloodline, Solo, Jacob Fatu, Tomatonga, Tungaloa, and the new Fatu from GCW versus Team Cody. And Team Cody consists of Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn. Here's what happens. Cody Rhodes is actually the last one to enter the ring. And by the time he gets there, the Usos and Sami Zayn are both out. They're handcuffed, and they've been beaten so bad that they're unresponsive. And all that's left is Roman Reigns against the 5 members of the New Bloodline. Cody comes in with 2 chairs, hands one to Roman, and he's getting pumped up. He's ready to get in the fight. He starts smacking on the ground, takes a step back. Pow! To Roman Reigns' back. As a callback to when Seth hit him, and then as a callback to WrestleMania 40 when the situation was reversed. So, Jacob Fatu, kind of confused, jumps on Roman. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes walks away. And everyone's just kind of confused. Aren't you? And we don't see Roman Reigns again for a long, long time. SmackDown, about a week later. Cody opens the show. So, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about insert insult to whatever town they're in right there. He could, say they're in Detroit. He can say, you want to talk about how Detroit never fixes its neighborhoods? As just a way to convey to the audience that Cody is a heel now. He's not playing in between. He is going all in with this heel gimmick. And he says, you want to talk about Roman Reigns? Roman, did you think I was just going to forget about the hell that you put this roster through for 4 years? The good news is you won't see Roman Reigns for a long, long time. And then he goes on to kind of sort of explain his actions, but it's a little vague at this point. He just says something like, there's an old phrase, if you can't beat 'em, join 'em. And I got to thinking, and this bloodline isn't going away. He could say something like, they all got kids or they got cousins, so it's just going to grow and grow and grow. And he could spend his whole career fighting them, or he could join the biggest legacy in wrestling history. And kind of tying in the legacy that he was part of with Randy Orton, but also he could tie in his theme song that says wrestling has more than one royal family, and he doesn't discern at which royal family that is, and now the royal family is just the bloodline. Now, December of 2024, we do get a segment where Cody gets inducted into the family, kind of similar to when Sami Zayn was made an honorary Uso. You can kind of do that. You could drop the comedy because they're going to go more serious with it, but Cody's going to get inducted into the family. And then December is a lot of, Orton, KO, the old cast of characters, Sami Zayn. They're going to stand up to the bloodline, but eventually Bloodline's always going to get the upper hand. Everyone's just going to fall. So now we're in January 2025, and on SmackDown, we do a segment. Cody has been made a part of the family, but now in January, we're going to do a segment where Cody gets honored as the head of the table. So it's a tribal ceremony. They got the ring all decked out, very formal, and they have the Ulafala in a glass case. And Solo is going to be the one to present it to him. So Cody's just standing there waiting. Solo takes it out, looks at it, and as he's going to put it on, we hear, if you smell what the Rock comes out, and it's not I repeat, it is not the final boss, The Rock. It is the fast-talking, most electrifying man in all of entertainment, and he comes out and he starts cutting into the bloodline like only The Rock can. He makes fun of the Tonga twins. He looks up at the new Fatu and, big tree fall hard. And he starts talking trash about Sola. You're a fake-ass tribal chief. What with your haircut, the blonde stripe, whatever. I can't talk like The Rock. Only The Rock can talk like The Rock. But then he gets to Jacob Fatu, sizes him up, and he goes a little easy on him. He just says, I expected more out of you. And then The Rock turns his attention to Cody. And he says, Cody, you may have taken out Roman Reigns. You may have taken out Roman Reigns for good. But The Rock is still standing, and I'm coming for that WWE title. And there's one thing that you can do with that Ulafala. You can shine it up real nice. And we all know where it's going. Tells him to stick the Ulafala up his rectum. So now we're at the Royal Rumble 2025. I believe it's going to be February 1st this year. We're in the Men's Royal Rumble, and it comes down to the final four. The Rock, Jacob Fatu, John Cena, Randy Orton. The Rock and Jacob Fatu are fighting. John Cena and Randy Orton are fighting. The Rock gets the upper hand on Jacob Fatu, tosses him over the ropes, who, upon landing, just immediately calls out the bloodline. They come out, beat down The Rock, toss him over the ropes. The Rock has lost his chance to face Cody for the WWE title at WrestleMania. Now, I don't want to get too off in the weeds. This is probably for a different video. What you could do with Cena and Orton, double elimination, triple threat, Gunther, Orton, Cena at Mania, and that story can play out how it will. Maybe I'll book that later, but for now, The Rock has lost his chance to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Now, for the first time in forever, The Rock is the underdog. He's lost his chance to face Cody, but he does manage to weasel his way into the Elimination Chamber. Now he's got one more shot, and whoever you have as the other five guys, the important fact is that The Rock does not win the Elimination Chamber again. And my thought here is if you stack the odds against The Rock, really make him the underdog, then you more likely won't fall into the trap of the people turning on him like they did last year. So we're going to go all in with The Rock as an underdog babyface and just pray to God that the people get behind him. If not, I suppose you could call an audible and throw in someone else, make it a triple threat. But I really think the people are going to get behind this version of The Rock. So now we're 2 SmackDowns from Elimination Chamber, and The Rock has managed to weasel his way into a gauntlet match against the new bloodline minus Cody Rhodes. And if The Rock can beat Tongaloa, Tama Tonga, the Big Fatu, and Jacob Fatu, if he can beat them, then he has earned his shot, and he'll face Cody at WrestleMania. He manages to take care of Tongaloa and Tama Tonga, and then it comes down to him versus Jacob Fatu, and The Rock does pull it off this time. So now, after 3 attempts, 3 matches, and they can make a big deal out of this. The Rock wrestling on SmackDown, that hasn't happened since 1984 or whatever. So now you got it. So now it's Rock, Cody, set for WrestleMania Night 2. And all of March, you just have some epic promo battles between The Rock and Cody. In fact, remember last year they did that segment where The Rock dragged Cody Rhodes outside. It was raining. It was very cinematic. He wiped his blood on him. You do that, but you reverse the roles and you have Cody drag The Rock out, and hell, maybe even have Cody shouting out, Mama Dwayne, Mama Johnson. You really build up the heel with that. And then also in March, you add some stakes. Cody says, the WWE title is on the line, but I need you to put something on the line too. The Rock's like, what do you got? In the cool Rock way. And if The Rock loses, he has to get down on his knees at WrestleMania and acknowledge Cody Rhodes as the tribal chief. The Rock accepts, and our main event is set. And I'm sorry to tell you, the fairy tale ending from WrestleMania 40 does not happen. we have more of a WrestleMania 39 ending where The Rock fails. No bloodline interference, mind you. Just a classic between Cody and Rock. And the story coming out of it is, how does The Rock continue to go at the level that he does? He doesn't miss a beat. So The Rock loses. And after the match, he has to get down on his knees and say, Cody, I acknowledge you as my tribal chief. Bam. Hits him with a low blow. Cody falls. Rock just walks away, head held high. That's the last we see of The Rock for a while. But that is your parting WrestleMania shot. And I get why some people might think that's a little anticlimactic, but we still got a long way to go with the story to tell. And if you're too worried about ending WrestleMania on a sour note, make it the night one main event. Whatever you got to do. You could do something else for night two. Maybe put Orton, Cena, Gunther at the night two main event. Doesn't matter. But I think that should be your parting shot of WrestleMania. So now we're post WrestleMania. We're in May. We're in June. A lot more of the same old with the bloodline stuff. Remember, it usually cools down a little bit after Mania. But one interesting segment we do get is we get Cody asking the bloodline to acknowledge him, which they all do except for Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu thinks it's gone too far, and he shakes his head. He's not going to do it. And you could tease you could tease the dissension throughout the months of May and June, but you finally get him refusing to acknowledge Cody. So Cody sticks the bloodline on Jacob Fatu. They beat him down. We don't see him again for a few months. Now we're in June, and Cody's going to defend that WWE title against Randy Orton. That story tells itself. I don't need to really get into that too much, but we know Cody versus Orton and their history. They're going to tell one hell of a story. They're going to have one hell of a match. But Orton falls short. Whatever the June pay-per-view is, whether it's King of the Ring or Clash at the Castle or a Saudi pay-per-view, doesn't really matter. But the fact is, Orton fails. And then the next week on SmackDown, we find out that Cody's new challenger is going to be John Cena. And it's a hungry John Cena. It's John Cena in his final run. It's John Cena going after his 17th title. And they face at Money in the Bank 2025. And what we do get is just an epic 3 to 4 weeks of fiery, insane promos between Cena and Cody. And gosh, I need to see these promos. Triple H, Paul, Hunter, whatever we're calling you, if there's anything that we can get from this story, please make it Cody Rhodes versus John Cena in just some fiery promo battles. I have to see it. Now Cena, using his politics and experience, manages to talk to Nick Aldis and get a stipulation added that says no bloodline. If the bloodline interfere, Cody loses the title. So here we are, Money in the Bank 2025. We get a fantastic match against Cody Rhodes and John Cena. But Cody wins again. No bloodline interference. Cody wins clean. Maybe he does some shenanigans behind the ref's back, but Cody wins. And as a callback to Money in the Bank 2021, after he beats Cena, he picks up the mic and he says, now the whole world can acknowledge me. Roman Reigns music hits. We finally have Roman Reigns back after 9 months? The last time we saw him was at War Games in September. Money in the Bank 2025 ends with Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes in a stare down. SmackDown. The very next week, Roman Reigns opens the show to apologize. He knows what that Ulafala can do. He knows the power it has. He knows how being called tribal chief and being the tribal chief, head of the table, can go to your head. It happened with him. It happened with Solo. And now somehow it's happened with Cody Rhodes. Or as Roman calls Cody Rhodes, that fake-ass tribal chief who ain't even part of our family. And it's time for Roman to take back the title. So now we're in August 2025, and there's your SummerSlam main event. You want to make SummerSlam as big as WrestleMania? Boom. You got your main event. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, night 2 for the WWE title and the head of the table and the tribal chief in a bloodline rules match. Just go all out with it. Why not? You can have the first half of the match just like WrestleMania 40. They can go. These guys can go. They're incredible at what they do. You just have them have a back and forth match where everybody knows some shenanigans is about to go down, but you can still enjoy what's happening in the ring. You get your false finishes, you get your back and forth, you get your whatever, and then the interference starts. You get Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa come out, interfere first. They start to beat down Roman. Then we hear, down since day one-ish, Jimmy and Jey Uso come down, even the odds, take out the Tonga Loas to help Roman. And then the new Fatu, the big giant Fatu, comes out and takes out the Usos. Then the returning Jacob Fatu comes out, and last time we saw him, he was part of the bloodline. We don't know which side. Oh, takes out the big Fatu to help Roman. And now the odds are even. It's Cody. It's Roman. Back and forth they go. Cody hooks him in for a crossroads. Hits him with 1. Keeps it locked in. Hits him with 2. Keeps it locked in. Goes to hit him with 3. Roman spins out. Sends Cody on the ropes while Roman hits the other rope. Bam. Spear. The third spear of the match. And this one is for the 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns is your new WWE champion. Now the story needs to end. Cody opens SmackDown. He calls out the bloodline and he starts really laying into him. He tells him, you were supposed to have my back. Now I'm no longer the champion. It's because of you. It's because of you. It's because of you. And he demands that they acknowledge him as their tribal chief. But they all look at each other. They're done. They walk away. And now Cody is left standing in the middle of the ring by himself. So Cody is no longer the tribal chief. And you can start a brand new story from Cody, no pun intended, hitting rock bottom, and now he needs a revenge arc. Well, guys, what do you think? I did the best I could. I took a story that'll probably never happen, that could never happen, and I tried to make it make sense. So let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, what you would do, what you would have changed. And Matt, you mother sucker, your challenge is to book Xavier Woods as a World Heavyweight Champion.